"17 years. That's how long it took to develop a true sequel to Yu Suzuki's 1986 arcade masterpiece. A year later, in 2004, the code ninjas at Sumo Digital figured out how to squeeze a game requiring 512 megabytes of RAM onto a system with just 64. The result is the excellent OutRun 2 for the original Xbox. For at least 2 decades, Sega was king of the arcade-style racing games, and OutRun 2 does not disappoint. Not only does OutRun 2 capture the essence of the 1986 original, it also mixes in everything you could want from a 2003 arcade racer. The goal of the game is simple: drive your Ferrari as quickly as possible to the next checkpoint before time runs out. After racing through 5 vastly different locales, the game is over and you win. It only takes 5 minutes or so to reach the end credits, but OutRun 2 is so much more than that. Following the OutRun formula, the course has branching paths. Go left and the game's courses will stay relatively easy. Venture right and the game will throw some challenge at you. In either case, you will be seamlessly transported into an entirely different part of the world after each selection. There are 5 different endpoints spanning across 15 different locations. Each endpoint also has its own unique ending, encouraging you to beat the game at least 5 times. There is also the difficulty curve, which assures you are not likely to beat your chosen path on your first try. OutRun 2 does so many things right, I almost don't know where to start. The controls seemed a bit too twitchy at first, and I'm generally not that great at games with an emphasis on drifting. However, it doesn't take long to get a feel for everything, and soon the game feels very responsive. Weaving in and out of traffic is a breeze, and the drifting element is perfectly implemented. While in a game like Ridge Racer, I often find it difficult to get out of a drift, or even the game initiating a drift when I'm not expecting it, OutRun 2 feels very predictable in this department. Drifting around turns is the fastest way through the tighter corners, allowing you to maintain a very high rate of speed. However, touching the grass or running into traffic will drastically slow your rate of speed. Repeat playthroughs and course memorization are critical for success, as a few little mishaps will ruin your run. The graphics are simply amazing. OutRun 2 runs at a constant 60 frames per second, features some excellent textures for an Xbox title, and the car models are really good for 2003. The audio is also memorable, with remixes of the original audio tracks, some new stuff that fits the overall theme, and even more music tracks that are unlockable. The engine note of each Ferrari is great and captures that sound of an Italian exotic perfectly. Above all the technical achievements, what OutRun 2 does best is deliver some of the most fun I've had in a racing game in a really long time. The game is absolutely frantic, with plenty of tricky turns, a healthy amount of traffic, an excellent sense of speed, and a great amount of challenge. Combine this with the smooth graphics, awesome sounds, and responsive controls, and OutRun 2 captures everything I love about Sega arcade racers. OutRun 2 pays tribute to the original with traffic that defies all logic and only goes in one direction. Branching paths that take you from desert to Paris, then to the mountains in mere minutes, and a lady friend that demands you show her a good time. This home release adds a challenge mode that slowly teaches you each of the 15 track sections, as well as allowing you to unlock new cars and music. I found it to be a nice distraction to the main mode and adds some meat to an otherwise straightforward release. It is here where you unlock the original OutRun Ferrari, the Testarossa. You can also unlock the original music tracks and the original arcade game itself. You can skip all of this and use cheat codes if you want, but I found the rewards were the perfect incentive to play through this new content. Overall, I am thoroughly impressed with OutRun 2. It feels like a Sega arcade game with an abundance of style, expertly mixed with a ton of substance. This is a must-own for Microsoft's original black box. I can't think of a single flaw, and therefore I give it a perfect rating of 5 out of 5.